One, two, three. I've already been critical of Donald Trump, but 9 days ago, Donald Trump said something that was, oh, here comes a phone call. That masshole Yankee. Fuck you, dude. Leave me a voicemail. 9 days ago, this is December 12th, so around December 3rd on a Monday, he said that he was upset with OPEC's cutting back their oil production by 11.5 million barrels. He didn't want to see cheap. He didn't want to see cheap oil again, or expensive oil again. You're a retard, Trump. It just proved that he doesn't understand economics. I'm sorry, I made a really bad mistake, but you know what? Back in 2016, out of the dozens of people that were running for office, the only one that wasn't a complete babbling fool or fuck-up like Ted Cruz, the Bible thumper. You can't thump the Bible. You can't go on nationwide crusades trying to rally the faithful because we're a minority. And the militant atheists are 30 to 60 million solid. Definitely get out the votes. Even the local GOP chairman was trying to push Cruz when the rest of us around here had any brains. Were telling him no. You got to go with Trump. You know, I supported Trump despite my personal dislike of this fucking flamboyant, now I know retarded, uneducated loser who's made his entire fortune off of his father and his consultants. I'm not going to call you president anymore. Just like Obama, you're not my president. On the, what was it, the 1, 2, 3, it was the 3rd of December, Donald J. Trump criticized OPEC, didn't want to he said he didn't want to see any expensive oil again and stuff like that. Well, you know what? Are you listening closely, people? Huh? I'll actually look over towards the camera. Are you listening? Donald Trump isn't calling for cheaper luxury hotel rooms and resorts. He's calling for cheaper oil for you to get to his business. But yet he wants the millions of us in this country that depend for our livelihood and our comfort upon oil and gas that's actually the prices set by speculators like Donald J. Trump and other weirdos that just give it away like the Saudis. And you know what? We oil and gas producers pay the highest tax rate in this country. I haven't found a single party yet. Even Warren Buffett has admitted that he pays a lesser percentage of his, bullshit income than his secretary. So let's get this straight. Donald J. Trump is a fucking economical and economy retard. I really... And let me take a moment here. It's been a beautiful day. It was a lot lighter earlier. And I'm sorry to all of you who had to endure about a dozen of my videos when it was rainy and cold. Please, it's only the 12th of December. And in the last 100 days, we've had about 48 inches of rain right on this location. It's amazing. I didn't have to put a board under the legs of this chair to keep it from, but this is my, part of my driveway, which is hard packed and a little bit up, my old driveway's pure caliche rock, which was destroyed by fucking idiot fag drunks who don't know how to drive. Not women, men. Everybody says that women and Asians don't know how to drive. No, most men don't know how to drive off of asphalt. Most men don't even know how to drive, period. You're fucking losers. Donald J. Trump, Obama and Clinton and the Saudis destroyed American production, and we've been relying upon refining. It's even today. If I have the time here, that communist down in Mexico said he wants to stop depending upon American, actually Texan refined gasoline. Well, bitch boy, you go ahead and try to build you some refineries in Mexico and see how long they last between the sabotage and the retardation of your people. Does anybody even know of a refinery in Mexico? I don't. Almost all the refineries in this country are in the Cancer Alley with the benzene releases. They're from way down in the Texas mid-coast all the way up in Louisiana. We supply the world. We supply you, Yankees, you Californicados, even Canadians, Mexicans, and actually one of those refineries is owned by the Saudis. These people are really recently talking about, oh, let's crack down on the Saudis. They killed that Khashoggi fella, yada yada, and all this kind of. You couldn't destroy. You see, the Saudis own about, they say 8%. It's actually 9% of this country, and a refinery on the Texas coast. Who refines their oil? We Texans do. Who teaches their petroleum engineers? We Texas Aggies do. We educate their people. You can't do all these sanctions on the Saudis without destroying. Just think about it. If you destroyed, the most important, the petroleum, 10%, it's more than that actually, it's 10% of the economy, but when you come down to it, that 10% produces about 80% of the rest of the country, 80 to 90% of the rest of the country, unless you're like a prostitute who's perfectly happy with the latex condoms. I'm at 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Before I go on, I had a pretty good trip to town today and stuff like that. It was pretty pleasant, except for one fucking another Christian weirdo mother. I love Jews, blah, 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 and as he's going away, and we have to, and please, and he was like he was doing a prayer, and Lord, help us to teach the Jews that Jesus Christ is your... Oh, fucking, I just wanted to kill that bastard. I run that shit all the time. You fucking Christians, motherfuckers, you've fallen over me, and at the same time, you think it's your job to change my mind on Holy Scripture that clearly says that Jesus ain't the fucking Messiah. The Messiah only comes once. And as Isaiah said, when he comes, the earth shall be healed. That hasn't happened. It's been 2,000 years. You Christians get on my nerves like a motherfucker. All you Catholics, you're a crime against humanity. Go fuck yourselves. Most of you fucking Christians are fucking absolutely useless, egocentric, fucking annoying people. As annoying as that retard, President Donald Trump, who recently sucked up to the Jews during Hanukkah, which just ended a couple, sunset before last. Now he's sucking up to the Christians when this guy is just a playboy, loser, whore-humping retard. Donald J. Trump, when you said on December 3rd that OPEC's cutting back a production of, 11.5 million barrels a month would produce cheap oil, you missed your chance to point out that the Saudis and Clinton and Obama had allowed unlimited, lowest bidder oil on the market till it filled up every storage tank battery on this planet. and every storage ship on this planet drove the price of oil down to like $31 in futures. See, I only work spot market. Me and my partners are smart. We've been spot market for 20 years. We get at least $20 more almost every time than those assholes that are contracted to feed the refineries. A refinery once started must keep producing. You can't shut them down or it costs millions. They have to buy on the spot market from people like the huge company that I've been with for 20 years. And, you know, when oil was at $51 in the futures, when you hear it on the news, it's like oil's at $51 on the exchange or whatever. No, we were selling it for $94.60 to make up those little holes and gaps in delivery to the refineries in Cancer Alley down there. And even here recently, they said it was down to like $51, and I'm going like, shit, no, my spreadsheet says during that period we got paid $74 or something. When it was up to like 70, we were getting paid $94.60 a barrel. You have to be a fucking idiot if you buy futures. Just like the California Teachers Retirement Fund, which drove up the price of oil. My friends out in California who became teachers and shit like that, Kent, you're an oil and gas producer and a biomedical researchers. Why am I paying so much for oil and gas? I said, well, number one, because your localities want to try to clean the air, but number two, your pension funds, which you're not keeping on top of, your managers drove the price of oil to its all-time record high at around $154. And I told them through Facebook back in like 2010, 11, I said, when you go to the gas pumps and you're paying $5 and, whatever, $4.89, $5.26, I said, essentially what you're doing is taking $2 or $3 out of one pocket to pay the convenience store manager, and then it shows back up in your pension fund because that's the way it works. I live in isolation from people because most of you are Trump-tards, Obama-tards, retards. I can't handle you. Your brain moves so slowly. You have so little knowledge that I just can't converse with you because you want to argue or you want to try to prove that you're smart when you fucking have no education. You don't have the slightest idea of how this planet operates. Not the least bit. And only recently, in order to combat the myth of we Jews running the planet, I've been investigating the ancient trust. Actually, I know all about trusts. I studied trusts early on. That was my tax shelter until Obama. Put in a lot of money and then get taxed on as it comes out. It was a legitimate, tax avoidance scheme. But I'm talking about the British Empire, which is not Jew-run, who at the end of colonialism in World War II, they created this secret trust equity banking empire that now has $75 trillion to fuck with around with the world. I'm going to take that up in the next episode. And before I end here, if I'm a little hyper right now, it's because I drank a liter of wine, got stung by a honeybee, and not being a retard, and knowing that my land, crappy-ass my land, 0.3 of a milligram of epinephrine isn't going to stop an allergic reaction every time. Oh, no. I immediately cut that thing open and injected the full. I've got it down to science. I've been dealing with those tamper-proof deals for a long time. I injected the full 3 milligrams of epinephrine because in a human my size, 3 milligrams of epinephrine is nothing.